Do you know how to diversify your traffic from Facebook ads over to YouTube ads? Today's video, we break down a few guidelines for you to follow so you can have a nice transition over from Facebook to YouTube, especially for those that maybe have a banned account on Facebook side, right? So let's face it, in today's market, you can't afford to put all your eggs in one basket, right? And that's the why today, right? So how about diversifying your traffic, your paid traffic efforts, and taking into account that you can reach more ideal customers on YouTube, right? So depending on what niche you are, what business, what product or service you're offering, it's probably very likely that your ideal customer is on YouTube. They're watching YouTube videos every single day, right? So I'm Andres, and in today's video, we're gonna break down we'll give you the ultimate guideline here for you to go from one traffic source to having two traffic sources, right? And start generating leads, start generating sales, you know, how to actually set up a paid media strategy with YouTube. So let's go ahead and dive right into the video and break this down to you. Step one is you want to have a clear objective with what you want to accomplish here at YouTube. If you already have objectives that you were hitting and KPIs that you were hitting on Facebook side, you still want to kind of lay those out, right? And really polish up your objective. But at the same time, you also want to get familiar with the YouTube ad platform, right? From a creative standpoint and a targeting standpoint. Okay, because on YouTube, you know, you have certain inventory available, just like Facebook has its own inventory, different ad placements within their platform. With YouTube, you do that as well. Okay, so in this stage of let's say that transition from Facebook to YouTube, is, you know, you're gonna want to carve out a customer avatar. Now, I know you may already have one from Facebook, or you may have already done it. You kind of already have it in your head, and you want to just go dive right in. But you know, I invite you to really sit down and go over your customer avatar. Come up with an empathy map, right? An empathy map is essentially, and you can look at those up online, you can Google it, but it's essentially a nice little graphic with a few questions relevant to your customer avatar that help you understand, you know, that ideal prospect, right? Like what is it that they're thinking about, right? How are they feeling about a certain situation, maybe a certain solution that you can provide, right? Or a problem to a solution that you have, right? You know, that's one thing that I can definitely share with you guys is really understand the psychographic aspect of your buyer persona, right? That's the main premise of this, because that's going to help you set up your video campaigns for success. You may also want to do a market map. With a market map, you're going to be able to research your competition on YouTube, right? So you can break down what competitors are already within the market and penetrating the market with their advertising, right? So there's a few tools like VidTower or TubeSift that provide spy tools to kind of help you research potential competitors, right? Who are already doing ads on YouTube. You know, what's the messaging look like? What type of creative style are they mainly going for, right? So this is not to copy them, you know, word for word or video by video. This is to really get inspiration and to kind of like find out what is the pain point that they're tapping into, and you could actually translate that over into your own creative strategy, right? For launching some new ads. Step two, you want to review what's already working for you on active ad platforms, right? What's already performing. So here you want to take note of your historical data, and you know, let's say if you're crushing on Facebook, you're going to want to replicate that, of course, but at the end of the day, it's all about the numbers. It's all about what conversion rates you have right now on your funnel, how well is it converting, and then from there, you're going to want to review two things, okay? So one of them is on the creative side. So which videos do you have that are performing well with cold audiences? Which ones have the highest conversion rates, click-through rates, right? The lowest CPCs and CPAs. So here, that's where you want to get really creative, because, you know, 8 out of 10 times you're going to want to re-script and come up with different hooks based on what's already performing, right, in terms of video. in terms of targeting, what cold audiences are performing for you? You know, what interests and URLs are your potential customers visiting or your already customers visiting? What blogs are they into? Again, that's part of the empathy map. Going into that, that's gonna help you a lot with your targeting once you're on YouTube setting that up. All right, step 3, you wanna optimize your funnel. You wanna create CRO audit. We actually have a video where we talk about you know, how these CRO audits, is a CRO expert, Jacob Elbom from Shebook, and basically breaks down the you know, the different steps that he takes to help improve revenue and ROAS, right? So that's one thing that we want to mention is really break down your funnel, right? Review it, analyze it, audit it, and then from there, you're gonna be able to make decisions on, let's say, what headlines to use, right? How's your UX, your conversion tracking, you know, the sign-up process? Do you have enough testimonials, right? Are you pre-framing your user, right? Do you have validation? So let's say all these things are what make up a good converting funnel, a high converting funnel, okay? So that's step number 3, optimize your funnel with a CRO audit. Another thing that's a little, let's say, doesn't get talked about a lot is when you already have, let's say, a funnel working on Facebook, and I think I've mentioned this in previous videos, you wanna duplicate that funnel, okay? And have a separate funnel for YouTube. So that's one thing that we mentioned a lot to our clients coming in when they already have a lot of active ad platforms and other traffic sources is duplicate the funnel so we could set up tracking there, you know, labeling it with YouTube. That way the tracking and attribution can be cleaner. So that's part of that CRO audit as well. Just ensuring that things are clear in that sense. And finally, step 4, it's time to set up your account on Google and launch your first campaign on YouTube. So, you know, after taking into account the targeting ideas we discussed and running a CRO audit, you're gonna wanna go for your low-hanging fruit audiences, right? So which ones are these? We're talking remarketing, right? People who have visited your website, your subscribers. If you have a YouTube subscriber base, then you want to retarget video watchers. You want to retarget subscribers in the last 7 days, subscribers in the last 30 days. You know, again, and also website visitors. Can't stress enough, you know, set up analytics properly if you haven't already for your funnels, because that's going to help you create powerful remarketing campaigns on YouTube that will help you improve your ROAS, right? And speaking of ROAS, we're gonna have a video shortly about that, where, you know, there's a few tweaks that you can do to improve your ROAS. So be on the lookout for that. If you're completely new on Google Ads and YouTube, you know, we do have a video that breaks down the campaign settings that we use as well, right? So that's one of the main things, is setting up your campaigns the right way. Any little tweak, any little setting can make a difference, can maybe make or break your campaign at the beginning. So, you know, we do have another video on that. All right, so let me just recap here, you know, what we just talked about. Remember that, you know, step 1, for you to diversify from Facebook ads over to YouTube, maybe because you were banned on Facebook. The number 1 thing you want to do is understand your objective, right? And review the YouTube ad platform, okay? The step 2, review what's already performing for you on other traffic sources, and you know, like the creative, the targeting. And step 3, optimize your funnel and do a CRO audit, right? So that way you can ensure that you're going in to buy traffic from YouTube with the best possible scenario, right? And let's say really having a prepared funnel to convert. And finally, number 4 is just setting up your account on Google, launching your first campaign test. You know, again, you know, what we recommend is going after your low-hanging fruit audiences, your remarketing audiences, right? So all visitors, YouTube channel subscribers, you know, if you have a YouTube following, right? But mainly all visitors, as well as if you have a customer match file, customer match list file, then you can upload that. But if you're just new to Google Ads and YouTube, you may not have that option right now. But eventually you would once you start getting some spend there. But yeah, that would be, again, one way that you can diversify your traffic source and not make it complicated, guys. That's one thing that a lot of people fear of Google is like, oh, I'm gonna be spending money, I'm gonna be bleeding money, I'm not gonna know how to make this work, right? If you're coming from a Facebook background, you've never done YouTube ads before, well, that's why we have a course, right? So in the link in the description, you're gonna see, you're gonna be able to access our course. It's updated constantly. It's a 2021 YouTube ads course. It is very in-depth, and Shash breaks down. Also, Raphael's in that course, who's one of our senior media buyers, breaks down a lot of the important aspects and advanced aspects of YouTube media buying, right? So yeah, if you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave a comment below. But remember, diversifying from Facebook ads to YouTube ads is possible. You want to review your current offer. You want to see how feasible it is for this to work on YouTube ads. If you have also questions about that, reach out to us, right? We're open to having a conversation. We have free strategy sessions all the time, and we'll let you know if this is feasible for you or not. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.